Hi. Now we are going to see Mastercam high-speed toolpaths, surface high-speed toolpaths. Uh, uh, Now we have seen surface normal machines. Now surface high-speed machine we are going to see. While doing the 2D machining, I have explained you. So this high-speed machining, all the machines cannot accept the high-speed toolpaths. So nowadays, new machines having the capability of accepting the high-speed toolpath, but old machines doesn't have this capability. High-speed toolpath has helical moves and the this helical moves the machine can able to interpolate with these axis motors. For that, that axis motor should have advanced capability. New machines, almost all the machines having this capability, but old machine doesn't have this capability. So before using the high-speed toolpath, you need to check the machine is having the capability of ability to simulate the high-speed moves. Okay, so if the machine is capable to simulate high-speed move, then only you can use this toolpath. Okay, now we'll take on a simple model here. I'll check. I thought of use that model. Okay, the model is little big, so it will take lot of machine time. So simulation, so it will take our time. So we'll take a simple model so that it will reduce our calculation time so that we can make the toolpath very faster. I will take the old model and I will make save as and delete all other toolpath which we have done already. So I'll go file save as, and that same place I will save it. I'll give the name high speed. Okay, save. Now we'll remove all other toolpaths here. Okay. Now job is ready. Mm, so now we'll check in the high speed machining. Right click and high speed. Two toolpaths are there. Rough toolpath. Another is the area roughing toolpath. Roughing for roughing only two toolpath only. So, but if you go for a normal toolpath, there are 8 roughing toolpaths are there. But in high speed, only two toolpaths are available. One is for normal machining, another is for area roughing is for machining hard materials. Okay. In normal machining, you can use the normal materials. You can use the OptiRough toolpath. Okay. All other toolpaths are the finishing toolpaths only. If you see the waterline toolpath is similar to water contour toolpath. A scale-up toolpath is you know very well. Raster and horizontal is similar to the shallow toolpath. Pencil toolpath is same. Spiral and radial is the this comes under the last one is a hybrid. Here like it's a combination of horizontal and waterline toolpath. Horizontal and raster plus waterline toolpath. That's the reason it is the hybrid toolpath. Then blend toolpath and equal scale up toolpath. The same. It's also a scallop toolpath only. So that step over it will maintain very strictly. That's the thing. So now first we'll take the roughing toolpath, dynamic rough. So here selection method and all there is a small changes. Flow stock how much you want to keep, all stock how much you want to keep. Here bottom the selection method is given. Reset this reset stock value, add new and select the third one is the selection. I want to mention entire thing and 1 mm I am keeping stock, no problem. So we'll change it. We can change it 0.5. Okay. If you have any restriction surface, you can select it. Otherwise, no problem. If you have any check surface, you can select it. No problem. You can select the vertical walls as a check surface. So this 4 I don't want to cut. How much stock you want to keep in the 1 mm I am keeping in the floor and the wall. So it means the tool will move 1 mm away from that particular surface. This is about the selection method. So tool path control. So this is nothing but your cutting boundary, containment boundary. All the parameters whatever you have seen in the normal team, a normal tool path, the same thing is used here, but the name wise there is a small changes. So here boundary chain, but they are used to name is a containment boundary. That is the difference. So I am selecting the boundary. Okay. Include shield boundary. Why this shield boundary is needed? So in case you don't have the wireframe boundary, then you can select the shield boundary of the model. Then shield boundary automatically select the extremities of the model and it creates its own boundary. It is better always make your wireframe boundary. So cutting strategy from outside or stay inside. It means that stay outside means so tool will come from outside to inside. If you are machining cavity means stay inside means so it depends upon your core or cavity machining. Okay, in our case it has to from outside. Next is the compensation 2 inside, outside and center. I am keeping center only. So whatever boundary I have shown, we can work inside the boundary. So here there is option available skip small passes. If you want to machine large material, very small pocket is there, then you can skip those pockets. Okay, skip small pockets. Skip all pockets. If you say wherever there is a small pocket in the model, it will skip. So you can skip the small pockets from the model. So if you skip this means it will leave the small pockets and the remaining it will machine. If you want to know a little more complex means full detail, you can just read it. It enables you can read that. You can give smaller than or a size of the pocket size. You can give a percentage of tool diameter. Based on the diameter of the tool and diameter of the pocket, it will decide how much tool diameter tool you are taking. Suppose the tool, if you take 10 mm and if you keep 110, if you keep means 11 mm pocket means, then it will machine. Other than that, less than that, will it will leave. That is the meaning of it. So that way you can control the small pockets. Okay, and you can read this thing in the help and understand the small mm, tab what is given in the machining. Okay, now I'm removing this. I'll give 120. Let us see. But here there is no meaning in our case. There is no pocket at all in this. Okay. Next we'll go to the tool. So 16 ball and bull and mill we have taken. Okay. So we can switch on whatever thing. Tool parameter you can provide CS and feed per tool and plunge rates, all the things you can give. Because we are doing high speed machining, accordingly your feed rate and spindle speed has to be given. I keep a plunge rate little less. Now we can switch on the tool holder. So that this tool holder page is available in the previous tool paths also, but this actual use of this high speed this page checking in the holder is available in the high speed only. You can select the holder and you can switch on, so you can read the parameters. 3D collision checking. So 3D high speed model chamfer toolpaths only. 3D collision checking only for the 3D chamfer toolpath. It so that part model should not touch the holder. So that will be taken care by restrict the tool path move on that particular area. So you can read it and you can understand the trim to avoid gouge means it will remove the gouging passes from the tool path. So, but tilt avoid gauge is not for the 3 axis, it is for the 5 axis application. There is no meaning in 3 axis tilting. Okay. So, but just to go through those things, you can understand. I can switch on the collision checking now. The trim to avoid goes I switch it on. So, how much stock you want to keep in the shank and holder you can give. You want to consider the holder bottom also, you can, that also should not touch your workpiece. Okay, work model. Okay, well, tilt is not will not come here because it is the 3 axis. Okay, So when you go in the multi-axis, this will switch on. If you want to save the holder in the library, you can save it here. Okay. So here only the holder collision checking available in the high speed toolpath. You can make your own holder. What are the sizes? If you want, you can put it and you can make it. So that time you have to click on the new holder. Now stop. This page, the beginning it is not required. This is for the rest machining application. Okay. Now we will not see on this, concentrate on this. Okay. Mm, Next page, cut parameter. Uh, Cutting method, how you want: climb milling, conventional milling. Climb milling means down milling, conventional means up milling, or zigzag cutting, what you want. Let it be climb milling. Mostly all CNC machining climb milling only. Normally in down milling only in the CNC is used. Now with the compensation, uh, uh, so optimization you can that same thing. Optimize cut order means we have used that same thing here. Now by depth, if you take, it will depth it will work on the depth. And next to closest, if you write, if you click, then which is a material nearby it is available, there it will go. So by air, if you can, it will go outside and enter in the air and come inside. Now you can check in the parameter what it is. By depth means 1m sub if 1m. So by depth option mostly used in the thin materials only, otherwise not necessary. Next closest, if you say, then okay. By depth you can use it. It depends upon your requirement. Next closest is the best one. So so material is in all over, but what is nearby it? So the next one is nearby. By pocket, if you said, first it will finish one pocket, then another go to next pocket, like that it will go. The same thing is explained here. Uh, we can select by depth, we will keeping. So by depth, if you said, means all depth it will clear and will go to the next depth. Just change it and see that how it is functioning. Okay. This is important. Step over percentage. So naturally this given 15% to 25%. Don't go more than that. I am keeping 20%. Step down. It's a depth. Don't give too much. Okay. So if you give too much means that rough step over will be more. No. So give normal. Okay. So I'll keep 25% of tool diameter. Okay. So it means that it is going 4 mm depth it is cutting her every passes. Okay. Based on that, your spindle speed and feed rate will be there in the high speed. Okay. It based on your machine capability. Actually, if you say, I just changed 3000 feed rate and spindle speed also I modified. Okay. Because it doesn't mean that I just give. Actually, a machine should have the capability. Now you can see in the diagram, you can understand easily what is step over, step down. Then is a step up. It's a additional lift. So before going to the next pass, okay. So mill vertical walls also available. Side wall machining also you can switch on. At present, these two are not necessary. So you can use this during semi-finishing times. Press machining time also that you can use it. So this is a minimum tool radius. That a small helical rotation is forming. No, what is the minimum radius it can apply? Okay, okay. That you can give percentage of tool diameter. So you can give it micro lift next. So each everything it is explained by a diagram. Oh, that's advantage of Mastercam. So this lift will uh, break the chip breaking. So it will give a very good chip breaking. Gap setting strategy is comes here. You can see here 500% tool diameter. Then only more than the 500 centimeter you will lift. Otherwise, let consider as a surface. Okay. Next is the transition. Entry. This is the entry only. How it has to entry? Helical or helical followed by. There are methods are there. You can switch on and see. It's a trochoidal also available. Profile ramping also available. Okay, these are all the methods of entering in the material. You keep helical or how much helical you need it. What is the radius? What is the angle of entry helical? How much Z clearance you want to keep? These things you can give it here. Entry. Entry you want lesser feed rates you can give it here because a tool has to plunge in the material. Okay, so you can 8500 rpm and feed rate is more. So now you can reduce the feed rate and spindle speed here on the while entering itself. Okay, this is to safeguard your tool. This is the depth strategy. Just now we have seen about the depth strategy. Linking parameter you can see clearance, how much clearance plane, how much. Um, Now we have given full retract. That's the reason it is not switching on. High spindle speed and feed rate we are using it. So minimum vertical distance and output feed moves. It means all the things it will does in the feed rate itself. There is no big difference by G00 or G01. So because the feed rate is high here, you can see part clearance how much above the part the tool has to move. Okay. Suppose the tool moves from one place to another place, it will just lift 10 mm and move to the next place. You can give incremental or absolute. Absolute is the better. Here three methods are vertical, full vertical, minimum vertical and retract. These are the three options are there. You can switch on. This is about the lead in and lead out. Horizontal entry, vertical entry, ramp angle, all the things you can give. You can accept the default whatever it is there. Suppose if you want some reference you can select it, otherwise leave it. This is the tolerance page. Remaining thing only coolant I will switch on and regenerate. So here that toolpaths calculation time little more when compared to the normal toolpath. Oh, okay. So tool order go check is happened. Okay. So accept it. No toolpath has made. You can see it here. You can reduce till so you can reduce the depth. Now you can simulate and see. I have not defined the stock. Now I'll define the stock. This model we analyzed. The minimum cut radius is around 3 mm. So we have analyzed this model because the same model is used in many of the toolpaths. Okay. Mm, this is a can see that rough steps are here. So unnecessary material all are removed at very faster rate. Okay. Okay. Now we have mentioned it. Suppose I don't want my tool has to come down. So this 1 mm we have given no, it will leave that stock and it will machines. Okay. So if you don't want means you can adjust the depth limit. So we can I'll go there. I'll add the depth limit. What is the depth? First I will check it. Analyze dynamic. It is minus 47 around. Okay. I'll switch on and I'll say minus 40. Minus 41. I give minus 41. Okay. Okay. And region. Now it is calculating. If you want to speed up, you can do it. Go to view command. Does now you can generate and see. And if you now roughing is we have done it. Um, I'll generate one stock model here. Initial stock I'll accept the previous one. And new stock name is after rough. Okay. Oh, sorry. Force operation I have not selected. Okay. And regenerate. So you need to select source operation. Based on that, it will intermediate stock it will generate. So this is a stock after machining. Okay. This stock you can next operation you can use this stock for the application. Okay. So I have kept the rough stock around 1 mm. I think 1.5 mm. Okay. You just see how the entry is happening. This is our entry. In 2D, you have seen it is entering the XY only. But here you can see ZX or ZY. It will enter in ZX or ZY. So you can see this minimum left, minimum bottom left, that will break your chip breaking. Small left will be there, that will break your chips. Okay. You can see here, this is the minimum left. Okay, this is a parameter which activate that minimum left, micro left. Her movement, each and every movement here, it is always on the helical moves. This is the in this tool path we utilize the tool very better way. Next we need to do the same tool path. I am going to copy and paste it. The same tool path I am just going to copy paste and use for the rest machining. So we'll take new tool, 6 boolean mill, we'll use it. Okay, thank you.